stuff out. She does have the body for it. I never did. She could be a rocket. She's
A
gonna live my
rocket?
dreams. Yeah, I always wanted to be one, but I just, for some reason, didn't grow tall enough. I don't. Missed it by just a couple inches. Like
Oh,
8.
okay.
Sorry.
All right, you guys ready to do this?
Maybe.
Yes.
All right, three, two, one. That's right. You're listening to the No New Friends podcast, voted number one by our friends and family. We are the podcast for adults who like to laugh at adulting. If you'd like to connect with us on the Facebook, the YouTube, the Instagram, just check out our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. While you're there, you can join our clubhouse, join our Patreon, or check out our sweet merchandise. If you join our Patreon, you can watch us record all of our live episodes on our Discord chat and other member exclusive benefits. If you listen to us on Spotify, answer that question or poll. If we like the answer, we will read it on air. And if you listen to us on Apple, leave us a rating or a 5-star review. We love that kind of stuff. My name is Scott. I am the host. With me, as always, my co-host. I'm an architect for her pain. Not only is she the queen of the sunrail, she's the queen of quarantine, Mary.
Mary!
And our other co-host, the scumbag reselling hoarder himself, Chris.
It was at that moment that I first realized Elaine had doubts about our relationship. And that, as much as anything else, led to my drinking problem.
I don't know what
I
it's
just
from, but you just
experienced.
splashing the water on yourself made it all
I
worth it.
really love that you put yourself in that all the way.
That's
Like
my favorite
you
scene
went
in
in.
Airplane.
Airplane?
When he's in Africa and he's talking about he's like that's when it led to my drinking problem. And then he does that.
I I really love your commitment,
Thank
Chris.
you. I
It
that's
means a
why I got
lot.
up because I was like, oh, you know what? This is the show that I do the drinking problem quote with the water. But
This
as
is
you're
the
going
one.
through the introductions, I'm just looking down. I'm thinking this is a lot of water.
This is
And
too
this
much
is
water.
yeah yeah. But you know what? It was worth it. It was for the
But you
people.
stuck with it,
It
and
was
you know
yep.
what? You did it for the people.
It was supposed to be for our 100th episode,
Appreciate
which
it.
I thought was tonight. So now
Close,
we're gonna have to go
close
bigger.
enough.
Yeah, maybe I'll slime myself for the 100th episode.
Oh,
Ooh, I
what does
like it.
that
I
Maybe
like
mean?
maybe
it.
do that.
Oh,
Well,
buy yourself dinner first. I don't know.
this is our 1 year anniversary episode. That's right. This time, 1 year ago, February 26th or 27th, is when we released our very, very first episode, Just Winging It. Mary, do
Yes,
you remember that day?
I do. That it's been 1 year since Scott conned me into recording something. Scott honeypotted me. Let me set the scene, and I'm sure I probably have before. But Scott was like, "Hey, let's record something. I just want to test it out. I want to test it out." But the way he made it sound like he was testing it out was for like audio quality or if he had the ability to actually record something. That in, that is not what he was doing. He was just testing to see if I was gullible enough to say, "Sure, I'll do it." And now here I am, a year
Well,
later.
I was just
Just
testing to see if I could record it, but and I told you, I said, look, if it's not any good, it's never going to see the light of day.
But
And it
then it
was so
did, and it
I
really
know
wasn't good. Like,
it
let's
well
be
that
honest. We sounded like we were recording in tin cans. What were
that
we doing?
oh, and it got worse for those
It
first like 10 to
did.
15
There were a
episodes.
few, yeah, when we were like just listening back, I was scrolling through a few, and you can tell when we go from like, well, not we, because I used earbuds until like 5 minutes ago, but there's a distinct difference between pre-sponsor and
Yeah.
post-sponsor No New Friends podcast.
Zetus Lapidus was the first episode that I got a good microphone. And then I think it was High School Glory Days is when we both had the microphones. And then we took a step backwards because remember Chris's first episode, which was oh gosh, it was the drunk fairy dust and cheap glamour shots. That's
Hmm.
when I had all the internet problems and I had to sit in my loft on the couch and I had
Oh, and you
pillows
had
all around
pillows
me.
around.
That
You
was
made
the
yourself a
first one.
fort.
That was
That
your
wasn't.
first
No,
that
that
was your first
wasn't.
episode. Yeah.
I thought he
Be-
had.
because
Wow.
that's the one with the Zoom background where he walks up and Chris has this great Zoom background where he walked up
But that
and
wasn't his
gave
No, that
first
wasn't the first
one.
one. That wasn't the first one.
No.
No.
oh well that was
Dang.
the one
As
I
the
was on the
host, I would
oh that's
expect
right that was
more.
SpongeBob and the ice cream truck.
Look, I still laugh about that. I'm really sorry that happened to you.
Still healing emotionally, but
I still, there's so many parts from these episodes that every now and then I just laugh about. I'll bring up more later. It's fine. I just.
No, it's fine. This is what
I'm so sorry.
this whole
I'm so
1 year
sorry.
anniversary episode is just
Oh.
talking about things that we loved about, that we loved, things
Can we
that we were supposed to do that never did.
Yeah, so I think something that I loved is that Scott, you've always taken this very seriously, and I'm very proud of you.
No.
You've made this a huge thing out of something that was very small, and I'm very proud of you for keeping at it and living your dream. We're just here to support you, man. But you were real into it. We had Miguel Colon Jr. on, and not once but
Oh my
twice,
God.
Scott had audio and connectivity problems, and two times Miguel and I were just chilling in a Zoom room together, just like chatting, and I thought that Scott was gonna cry. Like I think there was a tear in his eye because he was just so stressed out. He was so sad.
Chris,
That's
Chris, I
so
think
funny.
you and I talked about this on the episode History Time. But yeah, Miguel coming on was such a big deal. Obviously James Yon from Real Laughs coming on was a huge deal, but I'm very good friends with James Yon, and I knew that episode was going to was going to go well. Miguel, I'm friends with as well, but real quick, if you can leave it on Discord because Ryan doesn't have Facebook.
yeah, I'm gonna see. Hopefully the
Are you
quality.
able to do both?
Yeah, Joe was saying the quality wasn't good, but I'll do it anyway.
But having Miguel on, I always get very nervous around Miguel because Miguel likes to bust my balls a little bit. And we were supposed to record on a Tuesday at noon. That's when we did daytime episodes because neither of us were working. Remember that, Mary?
That's great.
Those were the days. It was just like,
Glorious.
hey, you want to record today? Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Or I would
And
just FaceTime you while I was doing stuff. Like
and I'm like, no, save this
while
for
I
the
do my
podcast.
dishes. Yeah.
So having Miguel on was a really big deal, and we were supposed to do it on a Tuesday at noon, and I decided to restart my computer like 3 hours before we're supposed to record, and it took forever.
Which was clearly a mistake. It was
clearly a mistake.
too close. You need at least 2 to 3 business days for Scott's
Yeah.
computer.
Right. And then something happened with my audio. And like the audio was our audio was already not great, but it became worse. And we're
If
like,
that
okay,
was even possible.
I know. So we're like, okay, you know what? Let's just postpone this to Thursday. And I was so upset because we were supposed to have Miguel Colon on Tuesday and then Team Gina on Thursday.
Yeah.
And I had to bump Team Gina for 65 episodes. And and like again that Thursday it was just
It was
awful.
so bad. And I felt so bad. But we had such a great time. That was so funny. I've never had someone compare my collarbones to stuffed crust pizza before. And really, it was life changing. Like,
Is that a bird could land on those things? Oh man.
Anyways, continue on. Sorry, Scott.
No, that's fine.
What,
And
el-
then
what else was crack-a-lackin'?
and then when Chris joined us, and I've told the story of how we met Chris, on Diz Journey, which was a highly confusing situation. But
I don't even know. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm just
Yeah.
happy you're here, Chris.
so are we, yeah. And
Yeah.
and I felt like we vibed very well with Chris when we did Diz Journey. And I was like, we gotta have this guy on, and we were looking for a third a third host.
Do you
and
hear how you said that? You said it like we were swingers almost. You're like, yeah, we were looking
for a third
third.
person.
Well, that's what I thought you
We're-
were asking at first.
Yeah,
That's why I
at
was
first
hesitant. Yeah, I
there's
was
a
hesitant at first,
pineapple
yeah.
on our podcast. We're looking for a third.
Mary,
Here
what's
you
so
are.
funny is, I'm good friends with all those guys now. The way that you and I like kind of projected ourselves, they thought we were a big deal.
Oh yeah.
Like
Oh,
Chris
yeah.
is like, oh my gosh, these are like famous podcasters coming
Oh yeah,
on.
totally. That's us.
And I'm like, we may have like at that point we had like 10
I was using-
listeners.
I was using earbuds, man. What are you
I gotta
talking
tell you
about?
guys
I
something.
think they were from 7-Eleven. I think that was the pair I was
Yeah.
using.
I have to tell you something about that episode that I never told you guys. So me, Joe, and Alex were getting bored with that show, but not like bored as in like we didn't want to do it anymore, but bored because it was a 3 hour long show.
Right.
So so we're like, hey guys, to make it fun this week, let's all come up with a word that somebody has to say. So I'd say like Big Chungus or something, and Joe would have to seriously incorporate the word Big Chungus
That's
into
great.
whatever he was saying next. So the three of us were going back and forth, and we said some really cringy things, which and it made it worse because you guys were there. We're like, oh my gosh, these podcasters are on and we're playing this game, and yeah. So I never told you guys that, but yeah, there's a lot of
That's
things.
funny.
A couple of
Was
things that
that
I
show
said just
3
just
hours
did
long?
not. Oh yeah, it was pretty close to it. It was like 2 hours most
Yeah.
whatever it was Tuesdays. It was like two
Wow.
hours long. Oh yeah, yeah. How did we do a couple of shows of this week and that?
I know we did 3 shows. Well, at the
You
time we were doing 2 shows,
mm,
and we would end the show at 8:30, and then we'd jump onto Diz
Oh
Journey, and
my
we were on there till like
gosh.
midnight some
Yeah,
nights.
it was
oh
bad.
yeah,
It was
you say
bad.
we as in you and Scott. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Emily. I'll
Well,
see you in the
I
morning. It's Diz
wasn't
Journey night.
wasn't around for that. I'm just sorry
well, you
about
were
that.
invited.
Yeah, and that's great. I love being invited and not showing up. That is literally my favorite thing to do.
In
It's
fact, you're still
wonderful.
in the Diz Journey group chat
I
on
know.
Facebook.
I am.
Are you
I have a
really?
bunch of unread messages.
Oh,
I hope nobody ever actually tries to message me on Facebook or anywhere because I don't check them. So if you want to get a hold of me, the best way is text and or a homing pigeon, or just send me some flowers with a message attached.
homing
I'll
pigeon.
find
They
it.
don't exist, Mary. Hate to tell you, but
Birds
there's
aren't real. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. They
birds aren't real.
flies. They spies.
We've had, other than Diz Journey, we've had some fun like guest appearances. You know, we've gotten to do, all 3 of us have gotten to do real laughs at one
Yeah.
point or another. Either me by myself or me and Mary, and then when I was at the wedding up north, you guys got to go on there, which was super fun.
yeah,
Mary,
that was
Was
fun.
it?
well, it was because look, it was
It
exposure
wasn't
for
fun
the
for
show.
you. You were jealous the whole
I
time.
was jealous
You
the
were
whole time.
texting the whole time.
Yeah. So, do you remember, Mary, when we were invited to guest on Mainline Marketing's new podcast, Sound Connections?
Do I remember? The better question is, do you remember, Scott? Like, I'm sure you
Vaguely.
remember being invited, but I'm sure you don't remember what happened or transpired whilst you were there. You cleared out their refrigerator. They were so kind. They walked us in like we were a big deal. They had us set. It was so nice. They had this just nice studio. It was beautiful. They had this little kitchen area, and they're like, "Help yourself. There's water, soda, cider, and beer." And Scott's eyes looked like a friggin' cartoon, like they just like popped out of his face, and he was like, "Did they say beer?" And I was like, "Yeah, go, yeah." So
27 later.
Scott comes waddling back from the kitchen, like double fisting beers, and I was like, "Oh, bro," but it ended up we were hanging out there for a while,
Yeah,
and
we were
we didn't
supposed to
go
start.
on, and yeah,
I
we
know.
weren't on until late.
We were
But then
supposed
it
to
went
start
even
recording it like.
later
I
because we
know.
were just hanging out. We had such a good time, though.
Yeah,
Oh, and
we
then
did,
you
and then
started answering a question and didn't answer a question.
Chris, they asked me a question, and you've got to listen to it. It's called Sound
It's
Connections.
so bad.
They
It's
asked
so
me a
bad.
question, and I didn't even come close to answering that question. Not
No,
even.
they asked you what kind of a podcaster you are or
What kind of a podcast host are you?
yeah, and you're like, I just
I have no idea what I even
no,
said.
you know what the equivalent was, I like turtles. That's basically what you did. That is
I
what
like
you
bread.
Yeah, man. And you were like, "Can I have another beer?" And they're like, "No, sir. No, sir, you cannot."
They handed me, and they in the middle of the interview, the guy like hands me another beer.
Yeah, it was a terrible mistake. It's a terrible
I know.
idea.
I
Like
know.
you're
And
already too far gone. Just keep drinking, sir.
It was
Yeah,
it
and
could have
then-
been worse.
2 smart people would have gone home after
Oh.
that. Nope. We tried to find whatever bar was still open. We drove up and down a road here in Orlando looking for another bar.
We were like, we've got to keep this party going. I had 2 to 3 White Claws in me. I was ready to go.
3
I don't-
a.m.
that
3
was-
a.m. is when we
No,
got
I-
home that night.
Yeah, I think so. And it was a good thing we weren't working at the time.
I
because
know.
Jesus,
Ye-
that would have been rough. Yeah, that was a good time. And I love that
Great
they
time.
took us seriously. That
I
was
know.
wonderful. Until you raided their fridge and they were like, shit.
Yep. But they gave us these really cool microphones, mainline marketing, these Shure
Thank you
microphones.
again. Thank you, Shure Mainline Marketing. Give them a shout out.
Yeah, Shure microphones, and then these Shure headphones. Mary, you never got yours.
Yeah,
they're
because you
still at my house.
sure did rip them off from me. Thanks a lot, pal.
My bad. My bad. So we're gonna play our first clip from. This is gonna be Mary's favorite moment.
Can I talk about why it's my favorite moment?
Absolutely.
Okay, so just to preface this, I don't know where you clipped it or what soundbite you took from this, but I really appreciate this as my favorite segment ever because one, Chris came along, and I feel like Chris really backed me up with some of the shenanigans of calling Scott out on who he is as a human. I love that he asked us questions, and you didn't even ask questions. I remember you were like, "It's more of explaining. I need you all
Yeah,
to
I need
do.
you guys to
That's
do some
actually what I need you to
there
do."
was
But
definitely-
What
really,
kind of
what we-
psychos watch Contagion during a
Oh,
pandemic?
And that was when we talked about how I rode your stairs up. But also we talked about, and I don't know if I've ever laughed so hard. We talked about Scott's Twitter, and
Which you guys had no idea I was going to talk about.
I just still now, even now, I can't talk about it without. Just play it. I can't.
All right, so here we go. Here's the clip from Jersey Sucks and Bad Tweets, and this is exactly the moment that Mary's waiting for.
So
Right.
I Googled anchor Scott Buffet, and what I found was Scott's Twitter page.
Oh,
and
God.
I just need
Scott, do you have a Twitter page?
I
do you
do,
know
but I
how to
haven't-
work a Twitter page?
I do, and I posted our anchor link a couple times on Twitter.
Chris,
I just need
roll
I
us
just
through
I
some
just need a
tweets.
clarification on some tweets.
Okay.
Oh my
Well-
god, I'm so
Oh
excited.
Well,
god,
you're-
this could be good.
Scott's first ever tweet was new to Twitter, just testing.
Which is how he honey
Mary's
potted me
face
into
right
this
now.
podcast.
He retweeted Dwight Howard,
Okay.
and then after his
Sounds like
retweet,
me.
his my favorite tweet, stopping for lunch at Mom's kitchen. No tortillas hot. LOL.
No!
So,
When was this?
Mom's
Please,
Kitchen was
when
a
was
mom
this?
and pop.
2011.
Oh!
Mom's Kitchen was a mom and pop.
The other thing is I'm very confused. You just start tweeting a bunch of addresses.
That's my favorite part. Chris,
Oh, I did.
screenshot it.
Oh,
Chris,
what is
please.
that? I'm
Chris,
looking at it right now.
screenshot it.
Oh my
No,
God.
Screenshot it and share it, please, on our pages because we're gonna have to look up these addresses and see what they are.
Like,
What
yeah, I'm
is
just-
this.
And then
you
you
were
let
stalking people on accident
No,
when it was
no,
posting.
no. It's like my address. It says Gem Lake. I lived on Lake Gem. McDonald's 902 East Church Avenue. That was right next to my house.
What?
And then Mom's Kitchen. Oh my god.
It's just listening to you
the
try to
way
justify it.
And then I found out Scott's a big American Idol fan because on 2011 he tweeted to Scott McCreery, "Congrats, you deserve it."
No! Oh my God, Scott! I'm
Congratulating
embarrassed
Scotty.
for you
I'm
right
looking
now.
at these right now. Yeah, this is true.
Chris,
Oh.
All right, so this next part is stuff that we kept recording after the episode. So this is
Oh.
not stuff that was heard on the episode,
I'm
except for history
I'm
time.
still laughing like my abs hurt right now.
I know, I know you're in tears. All right, so this is some never. Well, it's only been heard one other time. It wasn't in the actual episode. So here's the rest of it, and then we'll see you on the other end of the break.
I am so happy you're here. This is the best thing that's happened to us.
Cool.
Scott,
We're still recording, but we're good.
Scott, I was still on your Twitter page, and I noticed you had 61 tweets. I was like, wait a second, there's only like 12 here. So I went to the people that you tweeted at, and on April 29th, 2012, you mentioned every single Orlando Magic player and said, "Great game last night. Never gonna stop believing you guys."
So that was a playoff game, and Dwight Howard.
He's like, I can explain. It was totally okay.
It's It's literally every player. Big Baby Davis, JJ Redick, Ryan
He's like,
Anderson.
what about the
Dude,
manager?
Nelson.
Where's the towel boy? Like,
Oh, I wish I had that one.
did you at the parking lot attendants too? Like they were there for support.
Thanks for parking us so smoothly.
Oh, here's a tweet of Justin Bieber.
No.
Thanks. Now gonna buy 3 copies. One for my 2 girls, one for my wife. Good luck. We are proud of you.
No.
Proud of you. He's Patreon. We gotta up the tiers on his Patreon.
Okay, no, listen, I'm done. Okay, keep going. I need to go, please.
Most of it's
Don't
just
stop.
tweeting at the Orlando Magic players. Most of it is like you're very like you are the reason why they probably made it so far that year.
They didn't. They lost to the.
Exactly, that's what he's trying to say.
Oh
Like,
man.
we don't need any stalker issues out of this guy.
Have you seen the people that I follow?
I'm really trying to keep it together, but it's still so funny to me. I can't.
Yeah, that's one of the
That was-
funniest
Chris,
segments.
that was gold.
Oh, man.
That was like your best work was finding that.
That total accident too. Total accident.
I can't handle it. The best part is just the ridiculous things that you tweeted, but then you're trying to justify it. You're like, oh, I can explain. I
I'm a
just
victim
do
of
weird
circumstance.
using my own words against me.
All right, you're listening to the No New Friends podcast. We'll be right back.